It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Are you in loser denial or something?
It's Dumbass Today, and it's brought to you by Peterson's U-Cart in Atascadero. Peterson's U-Cart got their summer sale going on right now. Save 10% on walk-on bark, garden soil, compost, and topsoil until September 30th. At Peterson's U-Cart, 805-466-2840.
How pathetic can some people be?
I guess I'm just kind of tired of the lies in Taco Bell commercials, you know? You seen those? Or everyone's sober after 3 a.m. eating their fourth meal? What? You awake? Yeah, me too. Fourth meal. High five. The f***? They're using consonants and talking normally. That ad should sound like this. Hey man, we should totally get Taco Bell. F*** you, I'll shove it up your ass. Yeah, I want Taco Bell. Man, ha ha, woo! I would Taco Bell right now, dude.
Oh my God.
That's how that ad should go.
Oh my God.
I would Taco Bell right now. Taco Bell. And they're both peeing that whole time. Oh my God.
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Pretty sure that comedian knows our buddy Jeff Good.
Yes, that's exactly who I think of every single time.
Oh my God, he would say stuff just like that.
Jeff used to work here all the years ago, and that's how every drunken conversation was. It was like, the guy was the skinniest guy on the planet, too. And he would have the worst drunken eating habits. I mean, like,
he had digestion issues. That's why.
Which led to his skinniness, so he could eat whatever.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
The silver lining on that cloud of Crohn's was the fact that he could eat whatever the hell he wanted to eat.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so we're going to Oklahoma at a Taco Bell. Where a guy, his name's Chris, he's 61. He was arrested after buying a meal through the drive-thru naked. He told police that all his clothes were in the wash, and he was hungry, so he didn't know it was illegal to go out. Well, the problem is, he went through the drive-thru 3 times. He went through the drive-thru once, got his food. He was naked. The lady took his money, gave him his food, moved on. He went back through the drive-thru again. Asked for some extra sauce, and this time stood up and showed her, gave her a little show, and then went through the drive-thru again to ask for extra napkins. By that time, the cops had shown up, and they arrested him. And again, he said, "Oh, I didn't know that I couldn't be naked." Well, you probably could have been naked and been fine as long as you didn't, start standing up and shaking your moneymaker at her. I tell you, the people that work drive-thru windows...
Stop.
They should write a book.
Oh, okay. Good. I thought you were going to...
They should write a book. There should be a documentary done.
Absolutely.
Just call it Drive-Thru. Or How May I Help You? Or Thank You, Have a Nice Day. I don't know. You can come up with all kinds of crazy names. Do you want fries with that?
How about this? For a concept, Jeremy. Since you can no longer show police officers doing their job on television, like live PD, live DT, drive-through.
Drive-through TV.
Tonight we're going to go out to Las Vegas.
Oh, God, right? Think of all the drunks.
The drive-throughs in Las Vegas have to be terrifying. But that show can only be on at like 3 o'clock in the morning for it to be
after
entertaining.
midnight?
That's when it gets interesting.
I mean, I would imagine that everybody that I'm not everybody, but a lot of people that roll through the drive-thru have been drinking or on some sort of drug.
From 11 to 3, that should be a show. 11 to 4. 11 to 4, that should be a show that's on somewhere.
And I've always thought, like...
I'd watch it.
Why do they never call the cops on these people?
It, and I would watch it, or DVR it.
Why wouldn't you call the cops on these drunks that pass out and they have to go wake them up or whatever you can tell? But I was thinking...
Because you're getting paid next to nothing.
Well, the thing is, it's that, and I'm sure the restaurants discourage it because that's where they make probably a lot of their money.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to be known as the Gestapo drive-through guy.
Most people would never order or eat that much or that kind of food if they were sober.
God, who's got the longest after-hours drive-through lines around here? I mean, Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box.
What time does In-N-Out close? They just have long lines all the time.
Yeah,
but Jack in the Box
super quick.
Jack in the Box, I think, takes it.
Jack in the Box, Atascadero, dude. The line is so long, It is ridiculous. Like you're driving by at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Forget about it. It is. I mean, thank God Starbucks isn't open because they'd be pissed because everybody'd be blocking their entryways. That line is so long at 1 o'clock in the morning. It's insane.
Well, even if your clothes are in the washer and you get hungry, maybe put a robe on or a towel around you.
Although right now,
if he just had a towel around his waist, well, if he wasn't shaking his moneymaker at him, like I said earlier, if he hadn't shown a little genitalia, he probably wouldn't be sitting in jail.
But he was
instead
going to
eating his
Taco Bell.
tacos from Taco Bell. So we say congratulations,
almost a fourth meal,
Mr. Christopher. You are Jeff and Jeremy's
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson U-Cart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We love U-Cart, you save!
All right, Jeff and Jeremy here. We got Whitney hanging on with us from downtown SLO. And it's going to be hot this weekend. And I know there's a lot of people coming to town this weekend with Labor Day, so I'm sure you guys are going to be pretty busy.
Yeah, gosh, I know. I think it said it was supposed to be like high 90s in
Yeah.
San Luis Obispo.
I heard one of the days is forecasted to be triple digits in San Luis Obispo.
What?
And now this is the thing with San Luis Obispo. By the way, stay tuned because coming up, we're going to run down the 5 foods that you shouldn't eat as leftovers, especially on a 101-degree day.
I love leftovers. So this is probably good news for me because you ever eat leftovers and then all of a sudden you get a cramp and you're like, oh, my God. The next 2 hours are not going to be fun.
It happened last night. It's like, I think this turkey's still good. But with 101-degree temperatures in San Luis Obispo, it's like 180 anywhere else because San Luis Obispo is really not outfitted with the same air conditioning infrastructure that they have in like North County, right?
Oh, definitely not.
And it's not as a dry of a heat because you have the coastal influence regardless whether or not, you want it. So 101 could be damn hot in San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, gosh, well, I'll keep my fingers crossed it doesn't reach to that capacity, but I guess if you can handle the heat, you can eat outside in the parklets, but if that's not your jam, then get some takeout and hunker down inside.
Well, here's the good news about South County, though, is that when the evening comes in, that marine layer comes off the ocean and it cools everything down. So to do dinner, like, around 6, 7, you're probably going to be okay. It'll drop down.
Eat late wherever you're at.
Yeah.
This weekend. How late are those parklets open in San Luis Obispo?
That's a good question. I think most of the restaurants are 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., I would say, is probably the majority. It's probably going to depend on individual staffing and whatnot. So if you're curious and you don't want to end up downtown and go, oh, no, everything's closed, I would maybe call the restaurant that you want to go to first because I know sometimes they change things kind of on a whim. Everyone is kind of changing things on a whim.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of what we have to do now.
yes.
Yeah.
The standard operating hours for any business, I think, is kind of not printed anywhere because things can change. So I would suggest calling ahead or just exploring with the flexibility of you might be ordering takeout.
I was out a couple weeks ago and the bars were open till past midnight. So,
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, some places are open pretty late. Oh, that's right. Hold on. Bike lane updates.
Oh, give it to me.
No, you give it to me.
Oh, well, it still exists. It's still there. People are using it. I haven't heard anyone complain, just you guys.
Yeah.
So
I know.
it must be working for some people. I don't know.
just like.
By the way,
sometimes I like to park. Sometimes I like to park on the right side of the street, and it's a bit confusing now.
It's just a little bit of like a Frogger meets Crazy Taxi meets like exciting times downtown. I don't know. I think it's cool. I've seen a lot of families using it. It's pretty cute.
So
the kids are pretty pumped.
Let me ask you a question when it comes to the bike lane. Okay, are the bikes only relegated to that lane? If they drive in the left or the middle lane, will they be cited for driving in that lane? Yeah.
Arrested.
That is a good question.
Because but that's what I used to do. Like I used to ride my bike downtown. I have a bike,
Right.
and I used to ride my bike downtown, and I love cruising down Higuera because it's got kind of a downhill slope to it. You don't
Right.
notice. And you get some good speed and you keep up with traffic just fine because there's so many stops because of crosswalks and things like that. So it's not, I never thought it was an issue, and it gave bicyclists the freedom to choose whichever lane they wanted to go into. Like if you wanted to take a left turn, you could be in the left lane. But now with the bike lane, what's the protocol? That confuses me from a bicyclist standpoint.
Yeah,
as well.
I don't know the answer, but I'm going to say if you're in the bike lane and you need to go left and you have to go all the way across traffic, too bad. You can only go right.
No, they have turning lanes for the bikes in the intersections. It's very interesting. There's a how-to video. I'll find out. I would think that like traffic laws, if there is a lane designated for you, kind of like parking, like you can't park in a loading zone.
Yeah.
If there's a bike lane, you are supposed to use it. But
yeah, you got to stay out of the left and the middle, right?
Yeah.
But is anybody really going to cite for somebody for being in the left and the middle? I mean, that's the thing. I've seen people
down the road.
blow stop signs in front of cops before, and I look over at the cops, and they're just like, "Oh, well, what are you going to do?"
Yeah, it'd probably be your unlucky day if you got cited for that.
Do you think this is a good time to test cops right now? I mean, because they kind of are getting a lot of heat, and so maybe you might be able to get away with a little bit more, or is it the opposite? And because they're getting a little bit of heat, they're a little bit more on edge, and you really don't want to, ruffle the feathers.
I don't think it's fair to test the cops.
Yeah, never.
I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think fair or not fair. I don't think it's a good idea to ever test them.
No, I don't think we're not going to go down that path. Let's all obey the laws and be good citizens and lead by example.
Yeah, today is a good day to get that message out there, too.
It is a really good day to get that message out there. I mean, who knows what's going to happen downtown today? Today is going to be an interesting day downtown San Luis Obispo with, F Your Comfort Girl going up on trial or whatever.
Yeah,
going to court.
It'll be an interesting one. So what else is going on from a downtown SLO perspective?
Let's see what other fun things are happening. You can be entered to win $100 by voting for your favorite parklet. So if you go to slowrideshare.org, I believe is the website, they have information. The contest is running through middle of October, and all you have to do is scan a QR code at the parklet and vote for your favorite, and you are entered to win $100. So that's kind of a nice freebie money grab. Some updates on parking. All of the meters starting next Tuesday will require payment. So if you still want to park for free, you can park for free in the garages, but all meters starting next week will require payment.
All right, you want to stick around and talk about leftovers with us?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back with Whitney and leftovers.
Wake up. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, we're back with Whitney, and we're talking leftovers. The thing about leftovers for me is if it's in one of those sealed containers, like the Tupperware, that you buy, I like those glass bottoms with the plastic lids that you get.
Yeah, but restaurants aren't giving you that.
No, they're not. And so but my point is, if I make something at home, like a stew or a chili or something, and I will give that at least 7 days because it's sealed in the fridge, airtight. Now, if you get something from a restaurant, 3 days.
3 days?
Usually, I'll do the next day or the day after that. I will not go another day after that. It has to be eaten within 48 hours of coming home.
According to Westward, whatever website that is, it's the independent voice of Denver since 1977. We're going to the Rocky Mountains for this one.
I don't know if I could trust their advice because the elevation, the air is different. Oxygen's different up there.
Very good point.
But let's see what they have to say.
They said that these are the 5 foods that you want to avoid. I'm just going to throw them out there, and then you guys give me a few words on yes, no, or...
Whitney, you go first, because sometimes I have a lot to say about leftovers.
Are you saying sometimes you dominate the conversation?
No.
Like, what is my opinion on leftovers?
Well, on Chinese food in particular. We're going to start off with Chinese food.
Chinese food.
I think Chinese food. I don't really ever get Chinese food as takeout. I'm going to say, like, within 24 hours, if I'm not eating it, it's probably not going to be consumed.
Wow. Okay. Jeremy?
I'll do the 48 hours on that, too.
I will go days with Chinese food. I feel like they're in Chinese food. That's why I was surprised it was on the list. with Chinese food, I feel like there's so much preservatives in it that it will stay for a long
Like
time.
that you order from a restaurant, you think they're putting preservatives in that?
Yes.
No, if it's something you buy at the
Chinese
store,
food is known for MSG.
if it comes in a can, you know, if you ever get that chow mein in the can,
We're just talking restaurants for the sake of this discussion, okay?
yeah, I don't know if there's preservatives in Chinese food. That's all freshly made.
If I get some Panda Express and that's in the refrigerator for 5 days, I'll go 5 days on
Well,
that
what are we
one.
talking about? Fried rice? Because fried rice, I think you could go longer.
Yeah, I think anything that's, I mean, you know, with certain things.
Anything
yeah,
that's breaded, it gets mushy and it's no good.
I see. I like that. It absorbs all the flavors. It's good.
What do you like to drink when you have Chinese food? I like a glass of milk.
You like a glass of milk with everything. You're like an 11-year-old.
I do. I love it. 2%. 2% milk.
Oh my gosh.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, tuna fish sandwiches, bean and cheese burritos, pizza, and Chinese food.
Ginger ale.
Oh, and leftover cold Italian food like spaghetti or lasagna.
Jesus, you love milk.
I do.
Maybe that's
Milk
why your
goes with
stomach
everything.
hurts after leftovers.
Yeah, that's exactly. Your lactose. I mean, come on, you're in your mid-40s now. I mean, don't be embracing the milk like you're a child.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, cheeseburgers.
Oh gosh, cheeseburgers. Okay, wait. I'm answering how long I will go before I won't eat it.
Yeah, cheeseburgers is a tough one.
Cheeseburgers. I would probably. I mean, the chances of having a cheeseburger leftover is very slim in the first place.
Yeah,
I would say like 2 days.
Yeah, 48 hours.
really.
Yeah.
48
I
hours.
leave it at the restaurant. It's pointless to take it home and eat it.
Oh, no,
Later on.
sometimes they're good cold.
How can you reheat a cheeseburger correctly?
Well, I don't. I eat them cold. But the thing is, as soon as you decide that you're taking it home, you have to take the lettuce and tomato
Lettuce,
off.
tomato,
Onion.
mayonnaise.
Onion can stay. Mayonnaise is okay. As long as it goes right in the fridge, I think it's fine, but you have to take off the lettuce and tomato. That's gross.
The bun turns into this mayonnaise sponge.
I mean, I think realistically, it's just a second dinner where I bring it home and then eat it as soon as I get home.
Do you remember?
I
Now,
don't think I'm definitely not going 2 days.
It's
Like, maybe
rare.
later on.
unless you go to McDonald's to get a cheeseburger that only has ketchup and mustard or whatever they put on it. But in college, we used to get cheeseburgers because they were 39 cents a piece, and we would get like 12 cheeseburgers. And, you know, and I could eat like 4 of them, and then I would put them in the fridge.
You had to get them on Sundays. Do you remember that time when McDonald's used to have cheeseburgers on Sundays for 39 cents?
I think it was back in the early 2000s, mid to early 2000s.
You don't remember that time?
I do not recall that.
Yeah, you could get 12 cheeseburgers for under
The same
$6.
person that doesn't get Chinese food. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You never go to Me's? You got to go to Me's. Me's is the best.
Maize
What
or
is
maize?
that? No.
I think it's maize.
I call it Me's. You call it whatever you want. But
Yeah.
Shell Beach Road. Best.
Okay, next one. We'll move on since we've covered cheeseburgers. Chicken parm.
Oh.
This is a weird one. I never even order that.
You don't? Chicken
know-
parm's excellent.
Here's the deal, though.
like one of my
here's a
favorite
little
things.
inside secret. You can go to Giuseppe's and they do a pork chop parm. So they have a pork chop. You get it Parmesan style, like chicken Parmesan style. They pound it. The thing is ginormous, by the way. You're definitely going to have leftovers. But it's just a little secret. It's pretty good.
Well, insider scoop here. Chicken parm. I would probably go like 1 day.
48 hours.
I would go 1 day with.
And you heat it
Would you
up
on
in
this
the
one?
oven.
This is the thing is
Don't do a microwave.
The
It'll be
breading
gross.
on the chicken parm, it gets soggy. It's impossible for it to not get soggy.
That's why you got to bake it. 375.
Yeah, but then you got to pull it aside from the pasta that you got it with the chicken
Sure.
parm.
Well, nobody said it's
And then
gonna be
there's
easy.
There's that cheese that is already been melted on top of the chicken parm that is going to be what, remelted again?
It'll work.
You can't
Trust me.
remelt.
The oven is
melted
amazing.
cheese.
Amazing. If you do it right, 375, 10 minutes.
The meat inside becomes stringy because it had been
Wow.
cooked and sitting for a while. No, thank you. I'm saying maybe next day, and that's if I'm hungry.
Have you ever tried chicken fried steak with Red's Italian sauce and then
I
melted
hate when
cheese
people
over
call
it?
it chicken fried steak. It's confusing.
Well, it is. Well, that's what it's called. That's
But
what
it
it's
should
called
be
on the
just
menu.
called breaded steak. Because it's not chicken fried, okay? There's no chicken.
It's
in the
fried like chicken. Chicken
There's
fried.
No chicken in the process of it. Don't bring chicken into the conversation.
Okay.
It's just a fried steak.
It's really kind
hate it
of
when
cube steak.
People call it chicken fried steak because there's no chicken in the steak.
All right.
It's very confusing.
I bought chicken seasoning one time and there was 0 chicken in the ingredient list.
Yeah. It's like misleading.
Chicken flavoring seasoning.
Is there anything that you won't take home and eat as leftovers? For me,
I got
salad.
I got 2 more to
I was
go.
just gonna say salad,
salad.
for sure.
Pointless.
Salad never. Unless there's no dressing on it.
French fries, pointless.
No, you put them in the oven
French fries.
or put them in the air fryer. They'll come. I've done this. If they're good enough, you bring them
I
home.
know.
You put them in the air fryer, and they're like just like you had them the first
No,
time.
that's not it.
Oh, it's
They're
so
about
good.
70%.
Work.
They're about 70% of what you have.
I am
the
now
first time.
heating up pizza in the air fryer. It works amazing.
Yeah, it does.
The air fryer. We are so
really good.
far. We
It's
were so
really
far
good
behind
for
on
frozen chicken
technology. Yeah,
nuggets.
everybody needs an air fryer.
Yeah, you can really go without a microwave and just go air fryer.
Yeah, I mean
You
it
really
takes
can.
a little bit longer, but not much.
Yeah, but
and
I
it
mean,
comes out perfect.
What you sacrifice for convenience, you gain in taste.
All right, what else you got, Jeff?
Seafood,
Oh.
shrimp, fish, you name it, crab, whatever you want. Nothing.
Well, crab you can eat cold. Shrimp you can eat cold if you have cocktail sauce. But fish and chips or fish, yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Reheating the seafood, it just turns into rubber.
So we're
tried
all in agreement that's no.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a pass on that one.
Yeah, I just leave it at the restaurant.
And
if I
I'm going to
didn't
need to get
finish
some
it, I'm
cocktail
leaving it
sauce
there.
to go. Cocktail sauce to go, and then I get
Which, by the way, if I was like down on my luck and needed to eat, I would just hang out at the dumpster at a seafood restaurant.
Oh, gross.
Because where you come on, people. I mean, who knows? I mean, we're all in this together, right?
Until we're not, and you're sitting outside a dumpster waiting for somebody's garbage.
But the thing being is, if people aren't finishing it, it's coming your way, and it's somewhat fresh. It's not like it's going to be. I don't know.
I get you.
I'll get away from that. I'm grossing everybody out with my dumpster.
I'd rather go to the bakery and get the leftover bread they throw out.
On the same note, this is something I have eaten as leftover, but every time I feel like you're playing Russian roulette. Sushi.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. So sometimes when we go get sushi, I'll order 2 rolls and I'll save one for the next day. And you've seen it. I brought it in.
I know.
But it goes right into the refrigerator as soon as it gets home. And it's never been cooked. It's always been cold.
Yes.
So I buy, I really love ahi tuna, and they do it at Costco. And the shelf life there is 3 days to sell it. And you have another, 2 to 3 days before it goes bad. Mm-hmm. So, ahi raw tuna, you can go 5 days.
What if you go 6?
And you're Russian roulette. You're gambling.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever taken sushi home.
Really? See, I do take sushi home because I like it so much, and I'm like you, Jeremy. I'll get a little bit for the for the road, Sushi.
And sometimes you need 2 rolls, and sometimes depending on how small the rolls are. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they give you those big rolls.
But I also never go raw. I don't like raw fish at all. So I am all about
Then it's not sushi.
Cooked rolls. Yes, exactly.
No, well then, okay.
I'm like California roll and some tempura, and I'm good.
Where's your sushi go to? Since you live in AG and live in the 5 cities, but you're working slow.
Gosh, wherever. My family and I like to go to Kumiko.
Where's that at?
It's right by your office.
It is?
Yes.
Where?
It's in that Vaughn Shopping Center.
Oh, there's one over here? Oh, in the corner by the Indian restaurant.
That place is good?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I've never been there.
It's always been like an afterthought. I look over there, and I'm always like, maybe I should try that sometime, and I never get around to it.
Yeah.
So
no,
now,
I like it. I mean, I'm not going to say, I know like sushi is kind of a very like culty, people have very high standards and have their like go-tos, and I'm not in that caliber of like high-end whatever. I know like people live and breathe for Goshi downtown. They also are fabulous.
Never been there.
that's the place in the creamery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place is good.
I need to go there. My wife can't. Yeah.
It's so good.
We went there once and they didn't have any gluten-free soy sauce, so we left.
My problem is I just eat sushi, and then I get the bill, and I'm like, $80?
Yeah, you can ring it up fast. You got to get miso, man. Miso's the key to fill up your gut.
Yeah, I think my recommendations would be Goshi for like a nice night out and experience, and the one closest to you guys would be more of like if you're getting takeout for the family.
Yeah, there's a place in Pismo.
I'm gonna head over there for lunch today. I had no idea. Like I've never heard anybody recommend that place. That's why I've never even thought of it as an option. I'm like, it's there.
It used to be Yanagi's for me, but then I don't know. A few years ago, they changed ownership or management, or I don't know, something changed, and now the rolls are small, and it's just not what it used to be. But it's still good. We still get it a lot, but because it's easy and convenient. But.
Well, thank you, Whitney, for an enlightening discussion about leftovers this morning.
Thank you. It's always a treat.
And no on the sushi, huh?
No.
That was, by the way, the number one thing not to eat as a leftover. And Jeremy and I are both like, yeah, sure.
Do it all the time.
Take some for the road.
Right on, Whit. All right, we'll catch up with you next week. DowntownSlow.com is the website to find out about everything. Parklets, how to win, do the scavenger hunts, votes.
Parking procedures when it comes to a bike lane or turning left if you're a bicyclist.
Or free parking garage information. It's downtownslow.com.
Work with Jeff and Jeremy.
Why are you so cranky?
It's early. Let's be real with people.
All right, let's
okay?
be real.
Work with them at home on demand by subscribing to Jeff and Jeremy in the morning, wherever you get your podcasts. All the benefits of working with them with none of the smell. Oh, somebody light a match. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.